party with Twinsick!
Recently I uploaded this video here about how to make progressive house like the Chainsmokers. In that video I actually did a remake of their Sailor Song remix they did together with Twinsick. After listening to more of Twinsick's music, I realized just how much that track reflects their signature style too. That's why I wanted to dive deeper into that and show you how to make progressive house in the style of Twinsick specifically. While I was digging through more of their tracks, I came across this one that I really liked, and that's the one we're going to remake today. To make an original Twinsick track, there's one thing you can't miss out on: pianos. If you listen closely, you will notice that in this remix it sounds like Twinsick used pianos for both the leads and chords. For the chords I went with this EDM drop piano from Nexus, since it also has this brighter sound. To fill the piano a bit more up, I quickly made the saw chords in Vital. I only want to have the saw chords as a support to the piano, that's why I mixed them in quieter. One thing that makes a big difference here is the OTT. In the original I hear this nice attack on the sounds, and the OTT really helps to bring this forward. What makes Twinsick's chords more unique is that they play one chord progression often longer than one bar only. I feel like it makes the drops kind of easier to follow and less rushed, so to say. Next up, the midbass. For the midbass I actually kept things really simple. I only used one sound without layering it much at all. The sound I choose for the midbass isn't super aggressive. It's actually a bit more gritty and textured instead. I felt like that matched the vibe of the original quite well, since the midbass also doesn't come across as really aggressive or in your face. For the effects I didn't have to do anything too crazy either. I just made sure to cut out the sub frequency so it doesn't clash with the sub bass, and I kept the sidechain more light, just like in the original track where it sounds like they didn't use much sidechain on the mid or sub bass either. Alright, here's where we at with the remake so far. Now it's time for the most important part, the lead. Just like I did when building the chords, I actually started the lead with a piano as the main sound. For that I used the piano from Nexus. I definitely think they use a different plugin for their sounds, but it's doing its job. From there I built up the layers to give it more presence and energy, kind of shaping it into that main lead sound that really defines the track. Then I added a second piano lead on top. It might seem subtle on its own, but together with the first one it already makes a big difference. And then to cover up more space I added these two saw leads, one in the same octave and the other one an octave higher. And for that final bit of character I also added this lead. Great, now let's go through some of the effects as they are super important. I first added distortion, which really helps to kind of flatten and glue the lead together. Then of course some reverb. Then I felt like they used a bit of a sharper and faster sidechain. That's why I went with this preset from Kickstart. And then to glue the leads even more together and also remove some harsh highs, I added OTT. Now, that's everything about the main lead so far. But if you listen closely you will notice that they added another lead in the drop to make it even more interesting. I'm talking about a similar sound to this, which is only playing specific notes. And together with the main lead it sounds like this. After the lead there's one more element that really gives the drop its atmosphere. It's that airy kind of vocal on top. Let's check it out. To remake that, I quickly bought the original song from Amazon and ran it out to vocals. After that I was searching for the part they used right before the drop, and it should be this one.
You know you're on my mind.
After that I pitched it into the correct key by using Little Altar Boy.
You know you're on my mind.
And finally I searched for the part I used in the drop. I then changed again something inside Little Altar Boy because FL Studio messed up a bit the quality after rendering in that part, so it sounds a bit better like that. And that's it guys, now let's listen to the final result. I hope you learned something from this tutorial, leave a like if you did, and we see us in the next one. Ciao.